Hello everyone, I welcome you once more to the MPH course 882 titled Seminar 2. My name is Dr. Wada and I will be the instructor for this course. Earlier in the LMS forum, I gave a general overview of the course structure and the requirements to pass the course. I urge you to kindly revisit that to adhere to the instructions for a successful outcome. Today, I will briefly give a general overview before we proceed with Module 1. I urge you to carefully pay attention to the lecture, and you will be given room to ask questions via the comment section, and I will respond to them accordingly. Also, you are encouraged to click on the subscription button for free weekly lecture updates and free access to recorded lectures. Okay, generally, for the course overview, Seminar 2 is designed to provide you with the critical skills needed for a successful career in public health. The course is structured into 5 key modules, and each is crafted to guide you comprehensively from the initial stages of formulating a research topic all the way to effectively communicating your groundbreaking research findings. And here is a glimpse into what you will cover. In Module 1, which is the research study, here you will learn how to formulate a research topic, how to develop a problem statement, and how to construct a clear research objective using the SMART approach. Also, you will learn how to craft an insightful research question and hypothesis, including how to identify key points and key variables to actually justify your research. Then in Module 2, which is the literature review, here you will learn how to find credible sources, how to critically evaluate and synthesize existing research findings so as to build a strong foundation for your own work. And emphasis will also be laid on trying to know the difference between summarizing and synthesizing literature. And this will also include guidance on identifying research gaps and structuring an effective review. Then in Module 3, which is the research methods, here the focus will be on understanding different research designs, their qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods, the method of data collection, sampling techniques, determination of sample size, and research and ethics. Also, emphasis will also be focused on key information on statistical softwares for data analysis within this particular module. Then in Module 4, this will entail communication of your research findings. That is turning your data into information. So you learn the art of scientific writing and presentation skills. Also, emphasis will be given on IMRAD, format of scientific writing. IMRAD means introduction, materials and method, result and discussion. Then we also provide guidance on formatting your research paper according to academic standards in this particular module. It will also include tips for creating effective visual aids and enhancing your presentation skill using a PowerPoint. Then in Module 5, attention will be given to specific seminar topics. Here, uh, you'll be opportune to explore different key areas in epidemiology, health policy, environmental health, occupational health, global health, One Health, and we're going to provide examples of research topic in each of these area, and students will be encouraged to choose their own research focus based on the seminar paper at the end of the topic, at the end of the course. So I expect your active participation and commitment to academic integrity, and I am confident this course will equip you to address pressing public health challenges effectively. So now we move into Module 1 proper, and let's begin. So now we're going to take the modules one at a time. Therefore, this today's lecture, we're going to look at module 1, and we look at the research study. And this module is very, very important as it lays the foundation for impactful public health research. And for all subsequent research activities you undertake in this particular program. So please, I urge you to pay attention, and let's look at some of the learning objective and outcome. Okay, by the end of this module, you should be able to achieve several key learning objectives. First, you will learn to formulate a well-defined research topic that is specific, relevant, and feasible. Second, you will develop a comprehensive background and problem statement that guide your investigation. Third, you will master the art of crafting a compelling uh, research objective and research question using the SMART framework, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound objectives. Fourth, you should be able to identify key variables and concept in your research design. And finally, you should be able to justify the significance and feasibility of your research project. So these learning objectives are actually designed to equip you with the fundamental skills that are needed to initiate any research project effectively. Okay, one of the first steps in conducting a research study is formulating a research topic. And this is often the first and most challenging step. The journey from a general area of interest to a well-defined research topic requires you narrowing your focus while maintaining significance and feasibility. A good research topic is not just an area of interest, it is a focused, manageable, and relevant subject that can be investigated systematically. And some of the key characteristics of a good research topic is one, a good research topic must be specific. That is, the topic should be specific and well defined, allowing for focused research and analysis. Secondly, relevant. The topic should be relevant to the researcher's field of study and have the potential to make a meaningful contribution to the field of knowledge. And it should address a current public health challenge. Then feasibility. The topic should be manageable within the given time frame, resources, and scope of the project. And another key characteristic is originality. That is, the topic should have the potential to make a significant impact on the field, and also it should contribute to the advancement of knowledge in that field. Additionally, uh, ethical consideration. That is, the research topic should adhere to ethical guidelines and ensure the well-being of any participant or subject that are involved. Um, for instance, uh, instead of a broad topic like communicable disease, communicable diseases in Africa, you might narrow it down to specific. That is, maybe say for instance, tuberculosis treatment. Then you may be more specific uh, by, for instance, the impact of community-based tuberculosis treatment on medication adherence in rural area. So this is a typical example of an effective research title. You can see it is very informative and concise. It includes the main and specific study keywords, and is captivating and memorable enough to attract potential readers. And it doesn't contain some redundancy in terms of word specific. So this is a good example of a research topic that is specific, relevant, feasible, and original. After crafting your research topic, uh, the next is to craft a strong research question. And these research questions usually are derived from your objectives and guide your entire inquiry. They usually transform your topic into actionable and investigable statements. Some of the key characteristics of a strong research questions include: one, a good research question should be clear and focused. That is, it should be specific enough to be answered. Two, it should be researchable. Then three, it must be of significance that address an important public health issue. And four, it should be feasible. And finally, it should entail some ethical consideration, not to harm the participants. Additionally, a good research question should define the population of the study, the nature of the intervention, then the type of study or comparative study, then the study outcome, and the appropriate time period to assess the outcome. For instance, if your topic is evaluation of the effectiveness of a health education program on vaccination rate, for instance, in Nigeria. So a good research question might be: what is the impact of the new health education program on vaccination rates among adolescents in urban community X? This question clearly defines the population the intervention, the outcome, and the time frame. So you might think of another question. For instance, let's take another example. For instance, the impact of, for instance, the topic, the impact of telemedicine on maternal health outcome in rural Nigeria. So a good research question might also be like, what is the effectiveness of telemedicine intervention in improving antenatal care attendance among pregnant women in rural Nigerian communities over maybe a 12-month period? So this question also clearly defines the population, the intervention, the outcome, and time frame. And that is the PICOT format of a research question. So after generating the research question, the next component is the background and problem statement that actually guide your research. For every research study, there needs to be a strong foundation which comes from a well-developed background and problem statement. The background section actually provides the context for your research. This outlines what is already known about your topic and highlighting any existing gap in the knowledge. It sets the stage for your study. And secondly, the problem statement, on the other hand, clearly articulates the specific issues or gap that your research aims to address. So this explains why your study is necessary and what contribution it will make. For instance, a compelling problem statement often describes the magnitude of the problem, its consequences, and who is affected. It bridges the gap between what is known and what needs to be known. Some of the key elements of a good problem statement is that it must entail the current state of knowledge, and must identify gaps or limitations. Then it must specify the problem to be addressed and why this problem actually matters. For instance, when you follow this flowchart, like from the existing knowledge, then you need to tell us what is known in the field, that is, what research has been conducted. Then to identify the gaps, that's limitation from works that have been conducted, what are the missing or information that are unclear, that is, what is unknown. Then the problem statement will now be specific. What specific issue will you address? So that should be the problem that your research aim to address. Okay, so establishing your problem statement that is specific to your research topic, the next is to set out the research objectives. So setting out the research objective should always follow the SMART approach. That is, the research objectives are specific statements that describe what your research will achieve. And to ensure they are effective, we use the SMART framework, where S stands for specific, then which means your objective should be clear and unambiguous. M for measurable, your objectives must be able to quantify or assess whether the objectives has been met. Then A for achievable, the objective should be what? Realistic and attainable within your resources and time frame. And we have R for relevant, that is, your objective must align with your research question and contribute to addressing the problem. And finally, the T for time bound, which means objectives should have a defined time frame for completion. For example, an objective might be to assess the level of health literacy among 200 diabetes patients in urban community X using a validated questionnaire within 6 months. This objective is clearly SMART. That is, it is specific, it is measurable, it is assignable, it is realistic, and it is time bound. So this is a characteristic feature of a good objective. Okay. So after establishing your SMART objectives, the next important step is to identify key variables, which are usually the building blocks of your study. And these variables are the characteristics or attributes that can be measured, and they vary among the subjects of your study. And identifying them clearly is essential for designing your methodology and analysis. And one of such variables is the independent variable. An independent variable is the one that is changed, manipulated, or controlled in a scientific experiment to test the effects on the dependent variable. The dependent variable is the one that is being measured or observed, and usually its value depends on the independent variables. For instance, in our example of health education intervention on vaccination rate outcome, here the independent variable is the health education intervention, while the dependent variable is the vaccination rate or vaccination outcome. Another important variable is the confounding variables, and these are extraneous variables that can influence both the independent and dependent variables, potentially leading to spurious association. And identifying and accounting for these variables is crucial for accurate research and findings. Typical example is the age, gender, and other pre-existing conditions. And this is a typical flowchart for asthma, and these are the independent variables that could actually influence asthma outcome. So next is justifying your research. Usually before you embark on any research, you must justify its significance and assess its feasibility. Significance refers to the potential impact and importance of your study. Will it fill a knowledge gap? Will it inform policy or practice? Will it improve public health outcome? Why feasibility, on the other hand, considers whether the research can actually be conducted. That is, do you have access to the necessary data? Do you have access to the necessary participants and resources? Is the time frame realistic? Are there ethical considerations that need to be addressed? A research project, no matter how significant, is not viable if it's not feasible. So it's important to strike a balance between ambition and practicability. Okay? Definitely, you have to strike a balance between your ambition and practicality. Okay? So I want you guys to reflect on this. Consider a research idea. What do you think make it significant? What potential barrier to feasibility do you foresee? So put this in mind. we discuss it later. So let's look at all that we have discussed and let's bring all these concepts together with a case study. Imagine a project focused on using mobile health or mHealth for maternal care in rural Nigeria. So let's look at our research topic. Here you can see it is very clear, it is specific, it is relevant, it is feasible, and it is original. Okay, effectiveness of mobile health intervention in improving antenatal care attendance in rural communities of northern Nigeria. So this fulfill the elements of a good research topic, right? Our research question might explore the effectiveness of mHealth reminders on antenatal care attendance. Does uh, antenatal care attendance improve with SMS reminder intervention? That could be a good research question. Okay, then let's look at the problem statement. Here, when you look at the problem statement, it will highlight the high maternal mortality rates and low antenatal care uptake in these areas. So, and our SMART objective will quantify the expected improvement. Okay, so we will identify mHealth intervention as the independent variable and the antenatal care attendance as the what dependent variable. So that's if you're looking at the key variables here. Then other confounding variables like distance to clinic, education level, previous pregnancy experience, all will also influence both the independent and dependent variable. So this case study actually demonstrates how each element we've discussed in Module 1 contributes to a kind of cohesive and impactful research proposal. Okay. All right. Now to summarize Module 1, we have covered critical steps in initiating a research study, from formulating a focused topic and crafting strong research questions to developing compelling problem statements and setting smart objectives. We also discuss the importance of identifying variables and justifying the significance and feasibility of your research. So for your next step, your assignment is to develop a preliminary research proposal for a topic of your choice. Just take any topic of your choice and develop a preliminary research proposal, and you incorporate all the elements discussed today. And this will be a crucial step in preparing for our module 2, uh, which comes up next week, God's willing, and where we will dive into the literature review, that is learning how to effectively search, evaluate, and synthesize existing research to support your own study. So, for comments, clarification, question, kindly post your questions on the comment section, and hopefully I will attend to them one at a time. So for now, I will call it a day, and thank you, and I look forward to seeing your proposal ready so that we discuss it next week. Yes, thank you, and have a good, lovely weekend ahead.